Welcome to episode number 7, Talking Music. This time we have with us a talented musician from Lebanon, founder of the band Khavar, and co-founder of the previously active band, the Weeping Willow, and businessman. I'd like to welcome Garo Gdanian. Hello Garo, how you doing? All good? I'm great. Are you ready for this? Yeah. I can hear you well. Yeah, so good thing to know is you're in Lebanon, right? So we might have some technical issues, but we'll deal with that. So as we always do, we start right from the beginning. So we're gonna go back to when you first listened to some rock music. You discovered what rock is before we even talk about metal.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Actually, growing up in the 80s and the 90s, of course, there's always someone in the family, like a father, cousin, someone that you really know that is close to you. And you get influenced by, I had my, oh my God, look at this. So I had my cousin, Rafi Garagosian is my cousin, and used to work in the factory with my father. And he had this little corner, and he had his machine there. My dad is a tailor, so I used to see like posters, hanging, Metallica, King Diamond, all these old school bands, Testament, Possessed, all these posters. It's a factory. You're allowed to do that. So he used to pick me up from school, and coming back from school, he always had something playing, and as a kid, as a 7-8-year-old kid, I really was interested in what the hell was that, It's like, it's not something I see on TV much. And, I started borrowing tapes from him, like Black Sabbath and stuff like that. Some rock music, Def Leppard, like the oldies.
Yeah.
And probably the heaviest I've got from him is Possessed Seven Churches, Testament, and I guess, yeah, I'm sure, Slayer, Rain in Blood.
Anyway,
of chaos.
yeah.
Yeah, so I started listening to, of course, by the time you're growing up, we were familiar with the pop culture like Michael Jackson and
Yeah, Michael
yeah,
was a thing at the time, the
yeah,
king of pop.
he king of pop. He was on TV, man. Every time, you know, it's on LBC even. The old school logo, if you remember it, the white
Yeah,
LBC logo. So there was like Michael Jackson, especially the Billie Jean album, and after that, Bad, and so I really got into like Michael Jackson at first, and then it was rock, and after that it went to everything. So yeah, that was actually, I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but it was really, I was 8, man. I was 8, 7 year old, kid coming back from school during the war. Yeah, most probably. So yeah, those were good days, man. Good days.
and how did that influence like your friendships at the time, like the metalhead kid?
The Metalhead kid. I had my cousin Gino. That
Hmm.
he was the vocalist of Weeping Willow. Back then, he was in Saudi. He came back to Lebanon. We were into Michael Jackson together, and after that, because he's in the family also, so you got influence from my bigger cousin Rafi, and we started taking tapes from him. And me and Gino used to sit in my room or in his room and just record some metal from the radio. There was a Blue FM, Generation X, and stuff like that. There was things going on at some point. So we used to record on a tape, like the two buttons. Your
Collect
mother's,
music. Yeah, you had 50 minutes or something, like limited time,
exactly.
and yeah. Did you have to
So
like re-record on the same tape like every few days, or you had a
yeah,
box of tapes?
and then you get bored from the tape, so
Yeah,
you re-record on the tape, on the same tape.
yeah, I remember those days. I was also part of that. I had some Michael Jackson tapes that I recorded some metal on.
Yeah, me too. At some point, like VHS, especially when
Yeah.
Headbangers Ball was on.
Let's keep going with that. So you were listening to the metal. We were talking about the tapes, recording the tapes.
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember the tapes. I was telling you that they had a security hole. Some of the guys nowadays, they
yeah,
will never understand that there's a hole and you have to tape it to re-record on it. If it's broken, you have to tape it again. So you
yeah.
can re-record on the tape or the VHS. So yeah, uh, it was something, man. It was really, really. I don't know. Those days were really good. It was. You have to go all the way to a friend's house that has a stereo, so you can record from a tape to another tape or from a CD to a tape. So yeah, nowadays you just click on the internet and it's there.
Easy access. Easy
Yeah.
access. So I was asking about the friendships and the people around you. You said you had your cousin, you had people around you who are also metalheads. You were into the same thing, and you mentioned Slayer. That's already a bit of a heavy. But did you go? When did you transition to even more extreme stuff?
Uh, Actually, when I got the tape, Seven Churches from him,
Yeah,
that was something, man. That was like a bit, heavier, more raw, and it sounded different. And
yeah,
after that, the first album I heard with really crazy kind of vocals, it was Slowly Wrote Obituary. Like that album, man. When I heard that vocals, I'm like, wow, this is like the most extreme sound I've ever heard. So we started after that. My cousin told me now. You have to meet someone, and there's this Russian Armenian guy called Rafael. He's like a mentor and a very close friend to me and to many that probably watching, like old friends. Rafael he used to live in Antilles, so he had a little room that was full of music, and we used to go there every Sunday. It's like for us, it was like going to church. so so we used to go there, man, listen to lots of music. Uh, just record some tapes. I remember, recording Creator, Coma of Souls, and some Samael, some really old Samael. It was every Sunday, man. So Rafael, what a guy, man. I still remember his face, opening the door, looking at us, like, yeah, now it's time. It's like it's Maiden Festival, and you're not allowed to play anything but Maiden.
What a coincidence! Extreme metal on Sundays.
Yeah,
Did that have any meaning?
because I guess we had a day off back then. It was,
Okay.
you don't have school, you have
Yeah.
nothing, and probably your parents can drop you off.
So
What do
free
you guys
time on
do
the
there?
Sundays.
What do you guys do there? Oh, we listen to music.
What kind of music? Just some church music, or
Some relaxing music.
I guess it was a bit relaxing still for you.
Oh yeah, man.
Enjoyable music.
Yeah, as a kid, you need to put some rage away. Just the music kind of did it. Like saved us from being on the streets, and something uh, like positive. Something positive. Because the streets were really bad back then. Lots of what do you call it? There were lots of drugs. War generation, unsafety, uncertainty, whatever it was. But it's good that we have music, so we can be interested and busy with music all the time. So yeah, that's an old pic from Harissa. This is a school trip, so I guess they were not really happy me looking like this, because they used to call my mother and tell her that we need to see you, and Garo's not okay.
Look, something wrong. Something was wrong. Something's happening to the little boy.
Yeah, something wrong with the kid. But my mom understood, that it was the music and nothing else, because as a mother, she knows her son, right? So
Yeah.
I was not doing anything wrong except the music and weird posters, around the room, and all the growling in the house. But she kind of understood that, and I really appreciate that. From my side, my father was not easy at first, and then it's like, okay, you goddamn stupid.
Did you try to explain, like at a very young age, trying to explain what do you like about this music, about this kind of a culture, let's say?
Yeah, I was trying to get him into that, trying like, hey dad, look at this part, he's like everyone freaking dances,
Yeah.
He dance. What's up with the headbanging, He never got. Yeah, and the only time he saw me live, it was on my wedding. We had to play some nice rock stuff, and he was there. He's like, "Wow, rap, well, it's nice, I'm like, yeah, Dad, thank you. Thanks for coming to the gig. That's my wedding.
Yeah, you made it in a way that he cannot escape. He cannot skip that one.
Yeah, he has to be there. He just nailed there.
I see. Going too much into that music, going too much into music that people sometimes find it difficult to understand. They see it's aggressive. They always interpret it as it's angry. The person listening to it has to be angry, and it's filling his head with more anger and hate. How do you feel when you're listening to such a music? Do you get too angry, too hateful, or what's kind of the feeling?
Actually, this kind of music makes me think, relax, and just take the rage take the steam out, out of my chest. This is what I feel when I listen to this. But I don't like playing really, really heavy music in the car, especially in Lebanon, it's already, there's a lot going on the street. You've been here, you drive in Lebanon, you drove in Lebanon, and you know how things work. So in the car, I'm the Pink Floyd guy, bro.
Chill.
Yeah, I need to chill. because getting getting in a street fight, because of all the adrenaline you get, while listening to this kind of music sometimes on a younger age, of course. So I avoided that. I played like really calm stuff in the car, but when I'm, on my treadmill or just walking or listening to music at home, it just, it's like tick, 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 tick. There's like something fast going on somewhere. Yeah.
It
But
influences your pace, right? If you're doing some sports and then you're listening to some blast beats, you have to run faster, right?
exactly, man. And then, imagine listening to something really calm while doing sports, man. I just, put a pillow and just sleep, right? So I need something. I need something like a booster, like something that puts you on a high adrenaline,
Yeah.
like
To get
Red
that
Bull.
energy and drive.
Yeah, no commercial.
So, and the most of what you listen to, you wouldn't in any way associate it with Satanism, for example. What's always associated with extreme metal is that, stamp. You just stamp it, that's Satanism. Okay, right? It has nothing to do with it, most of what we listen to or 99.99%, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, man. You're gonna hear something maybe no one told you before. For me, there's no Satan. People. I think people are more evil than just the idea of Satan.
Yeah.
Or you can be evil and you can be good in your life. All these bands that they claim Satanism or whatever. For me, it's just fucking funny, man. I'm sorry for the
Well,
for the
based on South Park, it's Saddam Hussein who's the
I
I'll
remember
take that,
though.
Satan.
Man, I remember that. I should go back and watch that episode, man. I love it. Yeah.
Satan has a good relation with Saddam and that, yeah. So they're
That's why they
friends.
killed Saddam. So Satan is dead, right? But for me, if you're a bad person, man, you can be anyone. You can be that guy, looking all nice and tidy, and just trying to give some drugs to some girl to get laid, just you can be that guy. So for me, Satan is that. For me, if you're a bad person,
Deception.
Yeah. But unfortunately, in this world, in this Middle Eastern world, it's blasphemy. So we had problems with that. We still probably on some channel or something, some priest or sheikh or whatever, they show up and just talk about classical guitar one time. They were just referring to a classical guitar. Some
as
woman
a Satanist act, or
some woman called. She's confused, man. She doesn't know. She's like, "Hello, hey, I have a kid that plays classical guitar. Is it okay?" They started, man, just telling her stuff. Like, man, come on, dude. Just it's about education. It's about education. We need to educate. It's very important. But for me, Satan doesn't exist. Politicians are Satanists for me, in Lebanon, especially. All those things, man.
If you take the results of their acts, they are the people who hurt most people, right? So
of course, man,
you can call that Satanism. They've hurt everyone in the country. They're causing everyone to leave the country. They've destroyed lives, destroyed houses. How is that not Satanism?
Exactly, man. Satanism is going to a pharmacy and not finding milk for my daughter. That's Satanism for me. So before they claim to be saints or religious or whatever the hell it is, I just ask them, who is Satan? For them, I guess they're the worst. They come from the very lower place from hell, bro, because it's not okay. It's not okay.
on another note, the music in general, at least the extreme music as I mentioned, has a lot of anger in it. There's a lot of anger.
I can see horse.
Yeah, there's a guy behind me. At some point, dude, I guess you're just gonna see his fingers. That's the other part of lab metal, the hidden Freemason guy. He's my fungus.
Yeah, he's the third eye, man. He has an eye here.
Yeah, so he's the guy who supports the conspiracy all the time. He's my conspiracy buddy. I want to say about the anger that in our culture, being angry is something negative. It's something even against religion. You should always be peaceful and calm.
Yeah.
But in today's Lebanon, anger is what we need, right? And anger is what's needed to change.
Man, if someone is like really chilled here now, you know, I need to talk to him, you know, because, you know, like everything is wrong. Everything is wrong because simple stuff, man, your daily stuff, you know, like electricity, water, going to the supermarket, you know, finding stuff, paying bills and stuff like that. Not being angry and being Lebanese, oh man, that's really hard. That's really hard. So I always try to calm myself, and my family keeps me sane, and the music keeps me sane. You know, all the music, everything I have in here. You know, all this pressure,
Yeah,
everything. I
yeah,
just put them in the music. That's why it's really dark, man, because I feel those feelings, right?
yeah,
Every day on the street, in the supermarket, you know, everywhere, in the hospitals. So for me, yes, if you tell me now you're angry, I am very angry. And I thank my wife and my daughter just to keep me sane, because if I don't have them and this thing is going on, probably I'll be on the street, not just burning tires, you know, smashing shit up, bro, you know,
yeah,
breaking everything.
yeah, yeah. As some people have already reached that point anyway, and
Yeah.
it's getting a bit more like it's becoming more common even, and even on daily basis, almost like
Yeah.
something's happening.
Yeah.
Uh, I will come back to Lebanon's topic
Yeah.
after
Anytime.
we continue with the history journey. We'll get back to the modern time.
Yeah.
After getting into the music, you still haven't picked up any instrument. When did you pick up an instrument, and why did you choose the guitar, for example? How did that happen?
Oh, yeah. You know, I grew up in Bet Shar. It's next to Chonville, American Embassy, Aukar, if anyone knows the area. There was nothing here, man. Just some shepherds, you know, some stuff like that. It was like a village. And I had a friend called Clement Farah. Clement is me and him. We founded Weeping Willow back in the day. He lived across the street, right? So there was a guy. He was in an Armenian school. There was a guy called Yusuf Eid. I still remember his name. Yusuf, they fired Yusuf from every local school, and then he ended up in an Armenian school, even though he's not Armenian, right?
Why the hell did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yusuf was, you know, we were into the same kind of music, of course, and so when I met Yusuf, he's like, "Hey, man, I have a cousin that lives around your area, and he plays guitar." I'm like, "Damn, he plays guitar! Wow, that's so cool." So I'm like, "Man, we should meet." He's like, "Okay, on Friday, I will, you know, steal my father's car, and I will drive. I will drive. He lives in Baye. I will
Yeah.
drive. I will drive to Betchar, and then, you know, we go meet Clement." So we went and met Clement, man. Clement had this guitar that brandless, you know, it doesn't have a brand.
Was
It
it
was
with Samick? This the famous Samick brand, and
no
nobody knows where
bullshit.
it comes from.
It was a Telecaster looking, but it's
Yeah,
like Shin Chan Chaban, you know, like something like that.
yeah,
And he didn't have even an amplifier, so he used to connect the guitar on the stereo, right?
yeah. I used to do that.
Oh man! So he used to put the volume really high, and he used to do like, and it sounded like distortion.
Yeah,
And then when I went there, he played a couple of like Metallica riffs and stuff like that. I'm like, whoa, man, this dude is the guy. You know, I need to be friends with him. You know. So he introduces me to another guy called Alain. Also, now he's in Canada. It's been years. Last time I saw him, it was '98. So those guys, him and his brother Joe, they had a small room. They used to jam and stuff. So Clement is like, "I want to take you there. You should see how we jam." So I went there and like, man, those guys, they play so cool, you know, like they play Holy Wars and all this kind of stuff. So they're like, hey man, just buy a bass and join us, right? So yeah, once I went to the shop, I'm like, man, bass is not cool, you know. Back then, as a kid, you know, because I,
Yeah.
I needed the distortion. I needed that sound, you know. I needed like, you know, like
Yeah.
I needed the chaos, right? Like the bass, the bass is like boom, boom,
Not
boom.
that heavy. Not heavy enough.
For me, you know, as a kid. But now it can be heavy as anything. But
Yeah.
back as a kid, you know, I'm like, I needed the distortion, the S1, the orange one, if you remember it. You know, so Clement is like, hey man, you should buy a bass. And then I ended up buying a guitar. So he's like, hey man, I thought you were gonna buy a bass. So I'm like, oh man, bass is not cool. So if you don't want to join, I don't want to join your band, you guys. What are you guys doing? I
For
just
all the
jam.
bassists right there out there, bass is not cool. Okay, keep going.
No, it's like this meme, right? When you have the
Yeah.
bass with no chicks and the drum, and probably the vocalist gets the
It's
most.
just vocals and lead guitar, right? With the chicks. Okay.
That's not true, by the way.
Yeah.
You can be
Teenage thinking. So it's okay. It's okay. At
Yeah, you can
16,
be
15, fine.
you can be a triangle, you know, player and just get the you know, still get the chicks. So
Okay.
no offense, guys. So yeah, I told Clement, all right, man. I just enjoy my my guitar and I'll do whatever. And and then we started jamming, me and Clement, right? And this is from where it started, you know, Weeping Willow, and we had a Weeping Willow tree outside the rehearsal room.
Okay.
And it was there, man, sitting all sad, you know, all kneeled, you know, and sad.
Weeping Willow.
Yeah, and everyone thought like we're really like a gothic band, you know, or a doom band, you know, like really, you know, emotional. And we were not that emotional, you know. So it started from there, man. I picked up the guitar. You know, I had to pay for my first guitar because
There's Nigol Oz, Bel Kirikian, and Sako Majarian. They figured out what sound you were exactly looking for. And it's the sound is rabab jab, rabab jab, rabab jab.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have this nickname, Jabba Jab, you know.
Oh, okay. So I guess they know that.
Yeah,
so
they
you
know
needed the rabab jab sound.
Jabba Jab, Jabba Jab. Yeah, because I like the groove, and it's like if it's not Jabba Jab, if it doesn't, just fuck it. You know?
I see.
So picking up the guitar, when I first bought the guitar, I went to my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, you know, I need a guitar. He's like, yeah, sure. You know, you work for it from your own money. You go, you buy your guitar. I'm like, Dad, you know, I need to jam, you know, with my friends. He's like, look, I grew up without a father, you know, you just figure it out. You work with me for the summer and then you buy your guitar. So I had to work in the factory with my father for a whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
Especially all Armenians, they know, you know, if you have an Armenian father, you know, there's rules, right? Like, okay, we came walking, right? You know.
Yeah. So you have to pay. You have to really sweat for whatever you're trying to reach, right?
Exactly.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Nothing comes easy. So I worked for the summer, and I bought a green Samick. So
back to Samick, yeah.
Samick, yeah. I bought a green Samick. It was really nice looking Telecaster Samick. You know, like green. You know, it has some black on the sides. You know, the pick guard was white. You know, sucks, but you know, but it was a good guitar. And this is where it started, the whole thing, the idea of the band. Mm-hmm. So, and I started learning, and Clement just helped me learn the guitar.
Which year was that, like approximate?
Oh, like mid-90s, man. You know, like 96. We were opposite. There was a band, and then it turned the Weeping Willow, but we were still in the room.
Mm-hmm. What
But
was the other band that turned to Weeping Willow? The
we
name?
called it opposite. Opposite.
Opposite. Okay, okay.
So we started from there, and we used to jam a lot, play a lot. And I was still learning, man. Like stand up and play, not sit down, because
Yeah,
it was
stage guy. You're the stage guy.
exactly. Sometimes when even lately in Impale 2011, while I was trying to record the album, Karim Baidoun, is a great engineer and a guy and a producer. He's like, Garo, stand up, bro. When you stand up, you play much better because it's all about the groove,
Get the feel. Yeah.
the feel. Exactly. I cannot sit down and just play all this stuff, man. I cannot perform if you want to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. We practiced a lot in the room, and then we started playing small gigs here and there. And the biggest gig was Peak FM. Peak FM. It was 99, maybe 2000. That was the biggest one. There was like 600 people in us. I don't know, not really a big place. We had to sell tickets, like 30 tickets, so we can get a play there. So we did sell our friends and family and whoever was available.
We had a question from Maureen Joseph. She was asking, how do you compare Peak Hall days to venues in Lebanon now? Like, was that different in a way from today?
I think she's from New York. Awesome lady, man. Like she always follows us, and she's a writer, I guess. She's an artist. Back in Peak FM, and Peak FM was awesome. All right, Hectic came after that. Hectic, Mad Wheels, Tantra. Then those places were really cool. They had identity, and the space was big. Like Tantra, let's say, or Mad Wheels. Mad Wheels, I remember it was too hot, man. It was the weather there because the ceiling is made of metal, I guess, or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I remember the guitars going out of tune, man, because it was like 50 maybe. It's like an oven.
Wood bending, huh?
Yeah, and there was a band. They were evil enough to wear a coat, bro. And I'm like, dude.
Wow.
This guy's wearing a coat. Yeah. So it was always fun. Just seeing an act, playing that act, even though it's really hot.
So you formed Weeping Willow, the Weeping Willow. You started playing gigs. You didn't have anything recorded until much later, right? If you said 96 is when you started, you had your first demo in 2001, right? Garden of Misery.
It was 9/11, man. We were in the studio. It was 9/11. We were in the studio watching on a small TV. We're watching the plane and stuff like that. Why it was later? Simply, man, we were broke. There was no internet, no sound cards, no equipment, nothing. And Clement had a manager who used to work in an insurance company. He was into Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. He lended us $3,000 for our first album. And
why? What was his motivation to lend you the money?
Because he thought that he was supporting us as kids, because he wanted to have a band back in the day, and it was war, and he didn't have the chance. So he used to ask Clement, where you going? Where you coming? He was his manager. He's like, yeah, we're going to practice. We're going to play this and that. But he never liked what we really played and growled and stuff like that. He liked the music, but he never liked the growling and stuff like that. So, and even though he was into he was a religious guy, he was into all this kind of, going to church and doing this and doing that. And we were kids, man. We just wanted to play metal and record. So he's like, okay, I support you. I'll give you money, and you have to give it back in months. So it was really my first loan, man. My first loan. In 2001, $3,000 something is like, wow. By the way, it was never meant to be green. It was meant to be kind of like moonlight, like bluish. But
That's the best picture I found.
yeah, I think it is like that on the album.
Okay.
So yeah, we went to the place in Jnah, I guess. It's the only place they used to print CDs and stuff like that. And we got 600 copies of Green album. So at first I was shocked, and now I love it. But by the way, this painting is real. Marco drew that. Marco, the bassist of Khavar and the bassist of Weeping Willow. Marco, this is an oil painting, and he still has it in his house. And it's really emotional to still have it somewhere, you know.
Maybe he can share it with us at some point. We can post it somewhere later in the comment
course.
section. That would be nice.
Of course. So Marco drew that. The cover means it's a desert and there's a weeping willow tree in it. So the desert was Lebanon and the tree was us trying to do something in here. So this is what it meant back then. After borrowing the money, after 3 months, we did metal nights, concerts, and we paid the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really proud of, we were very young. We did that and we succeeded. And even though we faced lots of trouble with the police, with the darak, stopping our metal nights, stopping our gigs sometimes. But yeah, we made it, we paid the guy, and we moved on. By 2002, I started writing Mentally Decayed, and we recorded Mentally Decayed in 2003. 2003.
And that was, I guess, released 2004. That was the first album, right? The first
official album. It was in Python Records in Jaladib Zal'a. We went there. It was like, okay, I produce you guys, the owner of the studio, and in the middle of the recording session, he started asking for money, about $5,000, and we couldn't pay that. I went to my friend George Basile. He's the guy that did Rock Nation, Rockfest in Lebanon for years. I'm like, man, can you just pay the bill so we can continue the recording and take our tracks? He's like, okay, you pay the bill and you start playing with me the concerts for free so he can take back his money. So back then we had a very decent crowd and we played with George, many gigs so we can pay him back. And this is what happened exactly. Yeah, lots of stories, man. I can go on and on and on.
Looks like at every step you had money to pay back, which pushed you further to play more and do more.
Exactly. At the end of the day, Rami, nothing comes for free, my brother. There's bills, there's things, there's equipments, and we had to do that on on 101 level because it was really hard to get equipments anyways. So I remember Mano and Sami Gabriel, Mano Bekarian, now he's in California. He's a manager in a company, musical company. Big hello goes to him, man. This guy, he had the talent. And Sami Gabriel, this guy is also, whoever doesn't know Sami, Aliens, if someone knows Alain Azar, Sami Gabriel, Rad Shwairi, Robert Aramune, those were the progressive guys that I knew back then. Those the only progressive guys I knew back then. And Sami was there, helping us. Mano, the studio was full of fun. We used to hang out there, drink, eat, whatever. 2003, and after that, we got really big after Mentally Decayed. The Flower, the song, it was like a local national anthem. Last time we were on stage, I can hear The Flower,
requests.
And after writing that song, and it was influenced by, I'm sorry to tell, we were watching Jackass in my friend's house. So there was a part, it was called Deflowering the Cow. So he wear gloves and he deflowers the cow. It's something disgusting, man. And I'm like, hey man, this is it. We're gonna have a song called Deflower. Nothing deep about that, I know, but it is what it is, man. True story. Yeah, we started playing lots of gigs. Mentally Decayed, and we recorded Third Portal in, if I'm not mistaken, after the war, 2006.
That
Oh
was
no,
out 2007, it seems, as far as I found.
yeah, 2006. I wrote the album. By the time it was 2007, it was out. This is where Junior had to leave to Dubai for his own future, and this is where things started getting complicated for me, you know, with members and stuff like that. Because Junior was a working member and a really helping hand for me. We really had the issue of finding a drummer here until Bashir came. 2007, Third Portal, I think, people say this is the masterpiece of what we did back then. Third Portal is a very dark album and some personal experience. Like weird names, you know, of songs.
What's for you the Third Portal? So
for me, a bad relationship, craving whore. I'm sorry, man, but that was it. Yeah, craving whore was a personal experience of me, and Tyrant of the Fall. It's about it says Tyrant of the Fall, a savage with crown of gold. You know, like you can have money and you can still be a savage. You know, like because you know in society everyone is poor. They think they're savages. They're afraid of the poor. But
and then you're rich, you're civilized. Just
you're civilized. You wear a suit or you drive a Maserati or whatever the hell it is, you know. So yeah.
No relation there.
No relation there. Yeah, this album is really dark, and Seeds of the Sea speaks about war and how people look at us like in the news and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we're still in that, Rami, man. You know, it's still happening after, I think this is how many years ago? 2006, 7, like, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's already 13, 14 years, and it's
and it's still the same. It's still the same, no different. And it was really hard keeping up the band from 2007. Lots of drummers came, but when Bashir joined around 2009, I'm like, okay, you know, finally someone that can play, you know. And we took it from there. We did a great album with Bashir. It's a favorite. Impale is this album really means a lot also. But as you know, I was feeling the band is ending, and this cover represents that the tree is dead and it killed the lady that was on the first cover, on the first demo. The lady was under it, laying down, and with Impale, she was impaled by the tree.
So you're already closing the chapter. You knew that that's the closing.
I knew it. I knew it personally, but no one else knew it. And after that, I told Marco about it, and we started tripping about it. It's like, damn, dude, you motherfucker. Even though he did that, but I asked him, I'm like, man, I need this and that, and he's like, okay, this is nice and cool, but I never told him. And if you open the CD, the box, you can see a crow, and when you remove the CD, the crow flies, let's say, and you see the dead tree, and this is where it ends, you know. And there's a song called "The Last Morn." It's a favorite song, and we played it even with Derek. When he came to Lebanon. It's a really fast song. It's about a murder that happened in Gino's building.
Real story.
Real story, yeah. It's pretty sad and disturbing. I don't want to tell it, but you can read the lyrics.
Is the physical album still available somewhere? Because I would like to have it in my collection.
I would love to give you them, and I still have a lot. I still have them in my collection. You know, I just give them to selected people. This album is there, man. It's more groovy, trashy, and I tried 18 different amplifiers this is raw, man. No, like you know, it's not like a home recording, man. I had like a head and a cabinet and a dead room and just chunk like Jabba,
Yeah, but you didn't work too much on the post edits, on the post mix, or like some additional effects and all that.
No. It's raw. It's just rock and roll, man. It just metal in the face. I knew the band is ending. I knew it, and after that, some of the members took their time in the studio, which really bothered me. We stayed there for 6 months. I finished the album in 2 weeks. Me and Bashir, and lots of them took lots of time, and we had to pay for that, of course. And thanks to Karim, he was very understanding, because it's $75 per hour, usually.
Yeah, you have to be efficient.
Yeah. So after Impale, I got a neck injury after all the years of.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Oh, really? Oh.
No, it's fine. That's the time for it. It's mainly because of the live events that you were doing with Weeping, right? The Weeping Willows. So you had to give all your best, give all your energy, and that caused you some damage, right?
Yeah, true. Oh my God, look at this.
So how did that happen?
Okay, this, after years of headbanging, for me, rehearsals were like going live. If anyone was not moving his ass or sitting, I'm like, hey man, what do you think? You're in a fucking wedding? You're playing the wedding? Stand the fuck up and just perform, I was a bit like a dictator, a bit of that. But, I love every one of them. But back then, I was young and energetic, and I wanted everything perfectly. So we used to headbang and drink and just enjoy the rehearsal as if it's a concert, like 4, 5, 6 hours or something. And by the time it was 2011, back in the studio, while doing Impale, I started feeling some pain in my neck and numbness in my hand and my fingers. Wow. I'm like, all right, it will go away, right? So I was just denying it. After a couple of days, man, the pain was unbearable. And I had to go to see the doctor. And, MRIs and stuff like that is like, what did you do to your neck in your life? I'm like, oh, I had to explain, I play guitar, we play music, the tempo is with my head, I just move a lot. And that was it. So I went to another doctor because I didn't believe. He told me you have 2-3 discs in your neck that contract the nerve.
Wow.
I'm like, this is not real, man. I'm 29.
It's just headbanging. Yeah.
It's just headbanging. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, it got serious. I started losing. I started losing lots of power. If I hold a cup of coffee, I can feel that it's heavy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here, of course, I stopped playing guitar. It's my right hand and all that. I had to go see another doctor. Another time, I went to 9 doctors. And the last one, it was in St. George Hospital. He's in his 70s. He's like, what are you waiting for? You're going to lose your hand. Operation right away. So I did the operation, and it was really dark times. And the Impale was out. Impale was in the mix, and by the time we wanted to release it, I couldn't play, man. I just wanted to gain back some strength. I went to physiotherapy and stuff like that. While I gained back the strength, I'm like, all right, man, we're going to start rehearsing. And started rehearsing after 6 months after the surgery, 6 months. And we played in Yukunkun in Jemaise. It was the release date of the Impale album. And we played an awesome gig, man. But I couldn't headbang. I was just, I made sure my sister steps on the sides and just tells me, no, there's a sign with her.
Okay, so you needed to remember, to be reminded that you shouldn't headbang. Just be careful, huh?
Yeah, you need to you need to take care of your neck. You know, it was
Yeah.
still fresh. So yeah, we did the
Yes.
gig. It was successful, and I recovered. I worked really hard on it, physiotherapy and all that, some muscle training and stuff like that. I changed my lifestyle, not the
Mm-hmm.
hardcore lifestyle on my body, you know, working out or anything, you know, because, you know, drinking and driving once almost killed me also. Uh, so yeah, I changed my life. I changed my life. You know,
I
I
see.
just more like a calmer version of me.
I see some comments. Several people are asking if you still have Impale CDs, if you have many copies.
Yeah,
Some people local in Lebanon, some people abroad are asking, can you sign us a copy and send it? Can we buy those copies? Can we get those copies? What would
of
you
course,
tell them?
of course. I still have a lot. I still have actually all of them. The only album that sold out is the third Portal album. I don't have that. I have two copies just for myself because of the packaging. Everyone loved the packaging, and
Yeah,
we just sold them like right away. But I still have the rest. Anyone that can contact me on Facebook or whatever, I would love to give them even for free. I don't mind. You know, just I really appreciate the fact that some people are still asking about Impale. Impale now is 10 years old, man. You know, I think it's the newest album, but it's 10 years old.
maybe a 10 years anniversary release or something,
Yeah,
redistribution,
man.
whatever. As I
Exactly.
said, I would love to have a copy, so definitely signed. We'll see how we'll manage that after this long talk. We'll see how to
Yeah,
manage
yeah.
that
Of
logistically.
course, man. I would
But
love
I
to.
see a lot of people are also interested in having copies, physical copies. You know, it's the year of the vinyl now. Maybe a new vinyl release.
Yeah, who knows,
Why
man?
not?
Even you know, lots of people in the States and stuff like that, they know Impale.
Yeah.
You know, as Whipping Willow, we didn't have the marketing. We didn't have, I think, you know, uh,
Hmm.
we had an Instagram in 2018 before, you know, the last gig. So for me, Whipping Willow was not the internet band. We were the actual band, man. That you go see live and you go
Yeah.
enjoy. It's not like you're hiding behind your screen, you know, you know, trying to play and then re-record and then
Different time, right? Different time. Live
yeah,
band.
live, man. We're live. If you like Whipping Willow, you have to see them live, man. It's just fucking nuts, man. I still remember, look at the videos and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, yeah, we were crazy. Like not only me, man, especially me and Gino, man. Gino also, yeah, like he's a wild child also. You know, he got injured on stage once. He continued the whole set for like half an hour. He was bleeding, and some people thought it's part of the show, and it was not. It was six stitches. It sounded like a Cannibal Corpse song, you know, like
Yeah,
it's
six
six
stitches.
stitches.
And he still finished the show, right? Bleeding from his head.
Yeah,
That's a challenge. Yeah. So
that's a
it's
challenge. The Red Cross man was on stage, you know,
yeah,
like with a bandage and
and
stuff
he was
like
still
that.
singing at the same time.
Just you fucking Zuzus. You know, he was swearing. I'm like, dude,
That's cool. So
yeah,
you
fun
said the
day.
band reached an end. You knew you reached an end. You released in Pay 2012, but eventually, as far as I know, you can correct me. The band
Yeah,
disbanded in 2018. That's six
yeah,
years later. Is that right?
yeah. There's a reason for that. When after the release and after my injury, I'm like, okay, I gave so much time for Whipping Willow from my life, which is really true, man. I'm saying this with all honesty. You know, like I gave so much time and attention for this band. I wanted it to be the best, and it was. You know, at some point we were playing the best concerts, not because we knew people or stuff like that. It was like we had a huge crowd, man, and the crowd was damn crazy. And somehow everyone thought that we are all Armenians, and this is not the case. I see always the Armenian flag, you know.
The Armenian weeping willow.
Yeah. So, uh, and after that, I needed to change my lifestyle, you know, and
Hmm.
just start, being a calmer version of myself. I needed to sit with myself and rethink about everything. And I met my wife, man, in 2012. So this is where I fell in love for real. And, I bought a house, managed the wedding, and I got engaged, and I got married in 2016. After I got after I got married, and everything was okay, and everything was, life is back to normal. I'm not trying to buy a house or go buy a car. Or
you
this
felt
and
like
that.
you did what was the most to worry about. That was settled. Now let's think about something else.
Exactly. So once I settled, and I have a couch at home and an amplifier, so
and the gab is ready. Then what?
So yeah, after having everything ready, I'm like, what now? I was not thinking about kids, of course. It was too early. We wanted to travel and enjoy ourselves. My wife just finished the masters and stuff like that. I just want to enjoy some time with her and just travel. And we traveled, so multiple places. And this is where I'm like, oh man, I fucking miss that. I miss the band. I miss music. I miss playing. I miss everything. So this is where I try to, get the guys all together. And this is where, I felt like, all right, I was right. Things were not working out really well. So I had two choices: either continue wounded, and or just kill it and move on with something new and fresh. So I don't want to move wounded because I don't like being weak. If, let's say, if I'm in a battle and I'm wounded, I will just blow my head off. Before.
You're not gonna try to just stay for a long time in that weak position. Things
Exactly.
not functioning, not working forward, like putting always the effort and never working out. So
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, let me put it into words. It's like having a really stormy relationship, and you're trying to fix it, and you try and you try and you try, but there's something not right. And this is where I'm like, all right, I love you guys, this shit is not working anymore. And some of them, they got really angry or sad and stuff, which I understand. I was the angriest, and I went to a small depression after that, man. Having your baby killed, after all this year, it just killed me from the inside, And some friends and stuff, they show up to me. It's like, man, you killed the band. You killed Weeping Willow. This is part
22
of
years.
This is part of our local culture. This is part of our local metal culture. And you disbanded the band. I'm like, guys, I'm not happy. And if you're doing something, if it's work, relationship, or whatever, if you're not happy and the fun turns into stress and unproductive, so this is where, all right, I really know how to walk away. So this is what I did. And then the Destruction Decapitated concert was happening, and we played the last gig as a final goodbye. And let me tell you, I didn't enjoy it, because knowing that this whole thing is gone, it was pretty emotional, and it was heavy. I was breathing heavily, for the first time, even though the sound engineer of Decapitated asked us to play more, and it kind of meant that for me,
that
because
we want to hear more. People are here to listen. We want to have more. Yeah.
Exactly. The stage manager just came and told me, hey man, you guys should stop. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I just took the guitar off, and I hear a sound. I don't know who's talking to me on the mic. He's like, maybe it's God. Garo. So
humble servant.
Yeah, please play more.
Yeah.
So he just told us, hey, Weeping Willow, please play more, play more, play more. And all right, we played 2 more songs, and I see Decapitated looking from the side. And yeah, it felt good. You know, at the end, it was a good ending. And yeah, this is where it all ended. And there's no hard feelings for me. Some of the guys understood. Some of the guys, they're still angry, or they didn't get it why I did it. But I did it for myself and for the band. Because when we played with Grave, the band Grave, we were not tight enough, Rami, man. You know, like, you know, I'm a straightforward guy. You know, I was on stage and you know, it's not happening, this magic, you know.
You couldn't practice enough, or you just didn't feel connected to practice well, or what?
I practice a lot. If there's a gig, I don't joke around, man. If I go on stage, I don't take it for granted. I just focus and do what's important. But there were so many mistakes happening and stuff like that, and I was just happy that we're playing with Grave. Grave is Swedish legends, you know, in Lebanon. Let me mention, everything I did is for the local scene. I never cared about the international scene because they have enough, man. They don't need another, I don't know, Marduk or another whoever the hell it is. But if you want to succeed, first you succeed in your local scene, because those are the loyal guys for you. Those are the loyal friends, and I don't call them fans. You know, this is like a very big word, fans. It sounds stupid for me. I just call them like the party people, man. You know, when you go to a metal gig and you're enjoying whatever you're seeing, that's a whole party for me. And on stage was a party until what happened, and this is where Weeping Willow stopped. And I hope I explained everything to the people that questioned or never knew about what happened. But I did it for Weeping Willow. At least we left on a high note with Decapitated and with Impale. So yeah, this is it. This is it from my side.
The journey with that band, the long journey with the Weeping Willow, and the
Yeah, I got
2008.
gray hair with Weeping Willow, man.
But that got you, I guess, I'm sure, it got you a lot of stage experience, a lot of band experience, recording, playing live, keeping things together.
Rami, it's
right?
more than that for me.
I'm only talking about this experience side. I know that's the big emotion side of it.
No, it got me a job, man. It got me a job. Got me a job. You know, I worked in a job for almost 20 years because of the band, because of, you know, all the idea of Weeping Willow. It just gave me so much personality. It just made me, you know, as a kid, you know, you're shy. You don't know what to do, or you're on a search for something. But when Weeping Willow happened, we had the belonging, you know?
Yeah.
We had belonging. We had like it felt like a cult. For me, music is a lifestyle. It's not just music. I cannot work, I don't know, something really, really different. For me, it's rock and roll, man. It's either you choose the lifestyle, the hard way, or you just go, I don't know, work something else and focus on that. But that's why it meant more than a band for me. It was a cult. It was just a cult. But here I am, still doing my thing with lots of passion and with lots of peace. You know, like if you have professional people around you and you have motivated people, let's call that. I do nothing, man. I just you know, write a song or something, just throw it to the gods and they devour it. And so yeah, and it gave me, of course, man, the confidence, the stage, the experience, how to deal with even mistakes live, you know. Like you know, they stop and look at each other, you know, like feedback and shit.
علي monitor, علي monitor. Raise the monitor.
هيدي الحجة. No, ما عم بسمع. So no, I don't do that.
I know that one. So
with by the way, with Apocalyptica, we played without monitors. Imagine, you know why? Because Apocalyptica, they use in-ear monitors, right? But we're Lebanese, man. So no one cares for the opening band or the band that's local. So we go on stage, right?
No monitors.
Man. There's no drums, there's no carpet for the drums, and there's no monitors for the local band. So what I did, I took off my car's carpet from the trunk. So I brought
Improvised,
it
huh?
Yep. Yeah, man,
Wow.
you gotta do what you gotta do. So
Yeah.
I nailed the carpet for the drums, and the only monitor I had is my Marshall. So imagine, and there's like 2,000 people. So yeah,
And you're improvising your setup right before the opening.
I'm only hearing the snare, man. It's like
Yeah.
trying to follow.
I had an idea once, maybe that could have helped, like just to buy a truck, install everything on it, and just have a mixer in the back of the truck. You just plug it out, and then you're ready.
A moving stage, a moving
just for the opening band, the Lebanese truck coming in and then leaving.
Yeah. It was hard. We never got treated well with big bands, which is normal. But here locally, they never consider a local band opening up for big band. But we just really wanted to play that, and we never gave a fly about it. And did it, and we had fun, man. It was. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you had the opportunity actually to get more known, right? You get this exposure thing.
Yeah, there's some kid somewhere in that crowd. It's like, damn, there's like
cool stuff. I want to growl like that. I want to break my guitar.
Is the guy normal, or he speaks like this all the time?
Yeah, you hear that question when you're young. You hear that question. Does he speak like that all the time? I heard the story. I'm not sure you've heard that. I'm not accusing anyone, but even in international concerts, that they bring in the opening band, they give them a weaker sound, a less good setup, so they don't sound that good intentionally, and then the main band would sound perfect. So that contrast between not so good sounding relative to a much better sounding would give you the impression, oh, look how much better the main band is.
That's very true, my brother. Unfortunately, that's very true. Yeah, you're not allowed to use that part of the mixer or that mixer of the main band, which I understand, man. You're established, you have albums, you're international, you're touring, you have your sound guy, your light guy, you're paying them, just to do the job. Yeah. And I probably have Rami, man. Hey, man, can you do the lights, man, for me?
On the go.
When there's job, you just do this, like, like the Enter Sandman thing.
Yeah.
So, we never had that luxury because, unfortunately, if you're a main act and you have your own sound guy, your own mixer, you will sound much better, man. Because as locals, every time is a different guy, right? And if you ask even a local guy that it's good, he will ask for like $500 right away. And let me say that I paid. Okay, let me put this into words. If I saved what I've paid on Weeping Willow, I would buy another house. So unfortunately, man, everything costs. Everything costs money, and how much you're going to charge a ticket for a concert? The Impale concert, we did it for 20,000 with the CD.
With the CD, wow. Yeah.
CD. Yeah. Well, it was never about the money, anyways, brother. It was just
enjoying. The CD was usually 15,000, so you practically charge 5,000 for the concert.
Yeah. Even, because and a lot of the sound people in Lebanon, they provided me free sound. I got lots of free stuff.
Okay.
Not from Red Bull or anything like that. Like I just know, let's say rental guys, backline guys and stuff like that. Is like I just make a phone call. Hey, can you? If they're not busy on that day, they will definitely provide. Let's say the Khavar concert that we played in Metro Medina, Derek's drums was about $20,000, man. And the rest of the guys, had to play on it, and I made sure it's like, hey man, anyone
Not
break
allowed.
that fucking drum, I'm gonna break his neck.
Not touching that. No
Yeah,
scratches. Just for those who don't know, 15,000 Lebanese liras used to be $10, right?
yeah.
So now about 130,000 Lebanese liras are $10. So there are some changes happening there since then. I will get back to that. I don't want to dive into that yet. And before we get into Khavar, what you are part of now, we've been part of for a while now with many very talented people. And you've mentioned Derek several times already. We're still just like teasing the Derek topic. We're gonna get to that in detail. I wanted to ask you, parallel to Weeping Willow, you were working as an employee in a business. I wouldn't have asked you about it because it's your private professional life,
No,
but
I'm fine.
it's still connected to metal, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, in a very direct way. So you're working in
Guilty for
Instruments
that.
Garage.
Guilty for that.
So tell us a bit about your work in Instruments Garage. How was that as an experience? Instruments, the business of selling instruments for metalheads, for non-metalheads, the darbuka, selling darbukas for darbuk heads. Tell
you
us
know,
a bit about it.
I always got accused of, having all the metalheads, surrounding the shop back then because, I'm a metalhead. And I'm like, yeah, I am that guy, I cannot have this Arabic playing keyboard that says, and then you
Yeah.
just press the button. I couldn't, man. It's not me. I can't. But yeah, I was accused of having all the metalheads around that shop. I worked there. I started working there in 2002. I resigned in 2019 after the revolution. That place was my home, my office, my life, my everything. Because as a young guy, started in the music industry. All you want to do is like just be surrounded with music. Yeah, like everything that's music. If it's CDs, if it's vinyls, if it's instruments, if it's a live performance, not karaoke, bro. I just fucking hate that. So everything that includes music. So I worked there very hard. I started as a salesman. I became a team leader. I became a branch manager, operations manager, and general manager. I became general manager in 2009, and I stayed till 2019.
So 10 years as a general manager.
Yeah. It was very challenging, getting real brands to Lebanon because for lots of people, Lebanon is, I don't know, some of them it's a desert, some of them it's Pakistan, some of them is, like it's very weird, how
Yeah.
they think of Lebanon, but actually I went, let's say there's a certain brand, like big brands, I don't want to name, I just went there, gave them my business card, and they're like, no, we're not interested. And
Automatically. Lebanon just.
Exactly, where are you from,
Yeah.
I'm like, from Lebanon. Oh, not interested, like right away. And I made sure to go another year and another year for like 3 years in a row until, one day probably he was having, a good day, that guy. And he's like, all right, I want to visit. I want to come and see how's Lebanon and what's Lebanon and how things work. So back then we invited him and he came and he saw that, no, man, Lebanon has a lot to offer back then. Unfortunately not now, but back then it was on the rise, and I was really excited and motivated, this is hundreds of thousands of dollars I'm talking about. I took the responsibility for that, and I made very good numbers, and the owner of the company was proud, and everyone was happy. Until the revolution happened, and we were happy that something's going to change. And, unfortunately, things got into worse, from bad to worse. And I couldn't see myself. It's just like what happened with Weeping Willow. I just couldn't see myself. It was too small for me. It was, the rooms were closing in, and I just don't want it to be like like a Lebanese local government employee. You know, just go there, you know, drink your
Tax
coffee.
in, tax out, and do nothing.
Exactly. So I'm not that guy, bro. I'm not that guy. So I'm like, hey man, you know, I just love everyone, love everything. I grew up here, and I need to move on. I didn't know what to do, to be honest. I mean, I just left and came home. I was sitting with my wife. It was a weekend, and we both worked in the same business. You know, she's the purchasing manager. I was the general manager, and we met there in 2012. And we sat home. I'm like, hey babe, what we're gonna do now? You know, we're both jobless, and we need to do something. And the guy I was born, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we have a daughter and responsibility and stuff like that. Uh, we started, you know, brainstorming. You know, I'm like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking open a falafel shop. You know, khalas. You know, that's it. You know.
Why not Basturma?
Yeah, Bastirma. Like, by the way, Bastirma Mano is my friend. I love that place. You
Okay.
know. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mind anything, food or something
Yeah.
very commercial that people will always, you know, consume. Like, you know,
Street food on the go,
yeah,
right?
it's visual,
Yeah.
man. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't beat that though. So, and at the end of the day, I thought about what I'm good at, bro. Am I good in, you know, selling food?
Mm-hmm.
No. Am I gonna be excited going to work in the morning?
No.
She's like, Garo, I know you very well.
Yeah.
Are you okay? You know, you just and then I found out no, I just need to do what I love. So this is where Dr. Music came to life, and
Mm-hmm.
I took the risk after the revolution, even though I went to the audits, and you know, the accountants that I was meeting, they were helping me to register the company. And the owner of the company I had a meeting with, me and Rhea, and the guy tells me, "Are you okay?" You know, he's like a 65-year-old man. I'm like, "Yes." Why? He's like, "Son, you know, this is like very weird times. You're opening a company after the revolution." I'm like, I cannot just stay home and do nothing. This is part of being Garo. So, all right, I registered the company. I did my connections. I made sure I get stuff that no one got before to Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
Solar guitars, Audient, Schlagwerk from Germany, all these brands. I got the stuff. Of course, I bought them with dollars, you know, lots of dollars. I brought them to Lebanon. I wanted to open a location. I found the location. I was going to start decorating, and Corona came. And after Corona came, I had to, you know, slow down a bit, and I started selling online. But for now, it's doing well, but more like accessories and stuff like that, because the dollar rate is crazy, and I understand people not really, you know, being shoppers now. I'm one
Yeah.
of them. So Dr. Music is doing great for now as a start. The good part, I don't have employees much. We're a couple of people, like family taking care of it. But for the future, I don't know what happens if I'm staying in Lebanon or leaving Lebanon. I just need a better future for my daughter and my wife and myself. At least I'm not employed, and my boss is not giving me like 500,000 Lebanese and telling me to go fuck off. So I'm good, man. So Dr. Music is almost 20 years of experience of the music industry. I've been going to fairs for 10 years, meeting people, rock stars, businessmen, everyone, you know. Uh, while going to work, I met Gary Holt, you know, from Slayer, Exodus. He's a cool guy. I saw Nico McBrain. My knees were shivering. And Billy Sheehan as a bassist, for all the bass players. Billy Sheehan is the one of the greatest. I met lots of rock stars that I dreamed about meeting in my life. I met them, and some of them I worked with. Some of them, they came to Lebanon, and some of them. And also one of the contacts that, because of my job, is Derek, the way me and Derek, we talked for the first time, it was because of he endorses DW drums and Maynard cymbals, and
Yeah.
back then we've been carrying them for many years, and he contacted me as he wanted to do clinic in the shop. So this is where I met Derek, and we started.
Let's dive into that. Let's dive into that. So it was through the instruments that you
yeah,
got in contact with Derek, right? Through instruments, let's call
yeah,
it DW.
exactly. There's a band. One of Derek's bands is Nader Sadek's band. Nader Sadek is an Egyptian guy that has a band, all-star band. He always Nader collects best of the best in the metal scene and makes his art. He's like into dark art, like weird stuff, trees on stage and stuff like that. He wears this crazy mask, and with,
Yeah.
he's an artist. And Derek was his drummer in that era, that album, I guess. So I'll get an email from Derek, and I thought it's a spam at first, and then Nader calls me. Nader Sadr, he's like, "Hey man, we're that Derek wants to contact you about clinic and stuff like that." I'm like Derek Rody, man, he's that guy from Hate Eternal, Nile, and and all these guys.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, wow, man, of course I'm interested, of course, yeah. And this is where me and Derek started talking on the Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
So we started, just being normal friends, just chit chat. And when he came to Lebanon, came to the shop, we just clicked right away, man. He's such a cool guy, talent, and most importantly, humble, man. Sometimes if you think about, like stars, for me, he's a star in the underground scene, and he's a music educator. Like he has books, DVDs. He's been playing drums since he was 5, 6 years old. Like crazy guy. Derek, snakes and drums.
That's his thing, huh?
That's his thing, man. Snakes and drums. And he's from Tampa, Florida. And whoever doesn't know what Tampa, Florida is in the metal scene, he needs to go do some research, because Tampa, Florida, this is where all the cool bands came from. I can name a few: Morbid Angel, Obituary, like all the good bands, all the death metal good bands. For me, Morbid Angel, like, it tops them all. So Derek came, and we started hanging out after the gig and stuff like that. And to be honest, after going, when things were really hard in Weeping Willow, this is 2017, and I met Derek. He's like, "Hey man, why don't we make a band?" And I'm like, I thought he's kidding, I was like, why the hell he wants to have a band with me,
That was his suggestion, even.
Yeah, he suggested, let's make a band. After we clicked and we started being friends, and he saw I'm not that dumb guy, and just wants to be famous or whatever, like all this prototype things.
Yeah.
We had this, we clicked, man, and he's like, let's make an internet band at first, let's just hit me out with some riffs and stuff like that, and I record on them. And I said yes, and Derek went to the States, and I got busy at work, and I didn't do that. He just sent me 3.5 minutes of drums alone. It's like, man, if you want to have fun with it, just do it. I'm like, okay, this guy is serious.
You thought it was just an idea that he will forget it in a few days. Just a thought, right? Not a serious thing.
Exactly. It was just a thought, maybe. We were not drunk, man. We were having coffee.
Okay. You can't blame that. Okay, you can't blame
no. So when he went to the state, I'm like, okay, man, I'm gonna just write a song and just hit you out with it. And that was Death Car Dealer. It's a song from the album In Absence of Light. So Derek took that and he turned it into something. So he hits me up with the drums. I'm like, wow, man, this is where I got motivated again. I'm like, wow, man, at, at least now I have this opportunity to enjoy
Yeah.
someone like Derek, man. He's a legend, bro. Whoever doesn't, you should go hear what Derek, what's Derek's work, man. Like Serpent's Rise. Serpent's Rise is a instrumental death metal band, right? It just I cannot get enough when I listen to them. He makes the music. Derek plays guitar, man. He's not
Yeah.
just a drummer. He plays guitar and he creates. He is like certain guys with a bunch of cool guys. So I was really motivated, and we took it from there. And after Death Car Dealer, I wanted like to write more songs, and this is where Red Snakes came in. And there's an album after that.
Before we get to the album, like how did you group, like how did you form the rest of the band? So it was you and Derek. Did you work forward just you and Derek at the beginning till the album?
Yeah, at the beginning it was me, and when I did Death Car Dealer, yeah, it was me and Derek, and I had guests with me to finish the song, which is John Bach. Well, he's in Dubai. He has a band also, progressive, and Cyril from Auto Vanquish helped me out with the bass. This is where Death Car Dealer was born, and after that, I'm like, okay, man, this is awesome. I should like keep creating music with Derek. And I started thinking, I need, I'm not the guy that pays, Rami to do the solo part for me, or the vocals or the drums. And for me, if the band is based on, you cannot fake shit, man. If you're fucking fake, if you're buying, hired guns, let's say,
Yeah.
this shit ain't work in metal, man. People are real. People can feel that. So with me, I wanted like real people, like real band, because me and Derek were friends. It's not a business thing. I'm friends with this guy. I love this guy, and he's an awesome person, regardless of the drums or whatever.
Yeah.
And originally he's Lebanese also, and this is where we got bonded, like on an extreme level.
Tell us a bit about that part, because I guess almost nobody would know that unless they find Derek saying that in some live gigs.
Yeah. While talking to Derek at first, he's like, guess what, man? My grandfather is Lebanese, from Murad family. I'm like, really? And he even had a picture with him, a picture in a local church somewhere in the mountains that has had his grandfather's great-grandfather and some relatives and friends, taking a picture probably on Easter or something, in front of a church. And he asked me where the church is. And, like in Lebanon, all the churches, they look alike, especially in the
thousands of churches. So it's not going to be easy to find one, right?
Yeah, thousands of churches in Lebanon, it's really hard to know where. And I really hope one day I will find that place and drive him there.
So we have a quest. We need to get more clues, and we're on a quest.
Yes, we need to find that church. We need to find where's Derek's rest of the family that stayed here is from. I think it's from Shmel, which is,
in the north.
North. I think around Zgharta, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah.
I'm going to play a bit of Car Dealer. There's a video of playthrough by Derek. So I'm going to put that in just so the people listening, they have a bit of idea, maybe if they haven't seen Derek playing live or playing, to get an idea of what that is.
Yeah.
So that's going to come in the forefront, and I'm going to move on. So that was just an example of what that is.
Man,
uh,
Derek, I love you, brother. If you're watching.
I guess if he's not watching now, he's gonna definitely watch it later. We're gonna post it also on YouTube a bit later.
He will.
So
He's on the
after
beach
Facebook,
now. He's in
say,
Florida, bro. He's on the beach always.
he's a lucky guy.
Man, it's gonna rain here in few, yeah.
Summer. Yeah, so just for those who don't know, we usually also post whatever we had now as a live conversation on YouTube later after a bit of edits, and we remove whatever cuts there are and some audio stuff, and we add again some of the videos we featured in a better way. So follow us also on YouTube, Leb Metal, so easy to find. Let's get back to Khavar. So you built a band. You had Derek, the guy who motivated you to go for that, right? So
Tell you,
I
tell
would
you.
say Derek is the guy behind Khavar.
Oh man, actually, Derek, he mixes, he does everything,
Yeah,
and of course, there's a main guy also behind Khavar, man. That everyone, I don't know, lots of people they don't know him. Yusuf El, man. Is if I had a son, that would be Yusuf. So Yusuf, man, this night I will never forget it, man. I had the feeling 2002 playing in the dome in Beirut. If I don't know if you remember it, the egg in
yeah.
Beirut. That they've been trying to destroy it for many years now.
That was accessible for an event once.
Oh yeah, man! It's on YouTube. You can find it on the Weeping Willow channel. We played there, man. The crowd was insane. You can play it if you go the Weeping Willow Lab. You can find a song called "Victims Behind," and you can see how the concert worked there, man. It was insane, insane. I will
Yeah.
never forget that night, and I will never forget the Legion concerts where we played with our brothers Chimera and we played with our brothers Nocturna and that show and Nigol and the band. And hail to Nigol, man. This is a good guy, always tries hard. He's a rock and roller, tattoo artist, plus he's doing his new band, Sadaramet, something like that, like really cool name, with new members. We played the Legion concert in Metro Medina. This is backstage, enjoying with Derek, Marco, Yusuf, and Kamal. Well, man, those guys are talented. Marco feels home. We've been together for like, oh my God, as
So
long
from
as
left to right, who do we have?
from left. Which side is the left, bro? All right. Okay, Yusuf is our guy. Now you wouldn't recognize him. He lost weight. Marco, that's who? Me? Oh yeah. And that's Derek Rodi, the legend, and that's Kamal. Kamal also, man, he's a local legend with his band Element 26. While we were playing gigs in I think 2004 and 5, there was this crazy band called Element 26 made of Alexi, which he has a band called Help Me Around.
Locust, right? Locust.
Exactly. Man, this guy worked with me in an instruments garage. He was 15 years old. And for a summer job, and we became friends. And I love Alexi, cool guy. And they had a band called Element 26. It was awesome, man. They used to play Lamp of God and stuff like that.
I
Also,
remember.
you remember that they had this and Kamal as
almost cost me a neck surgery.
Exactly. And seeing Kamal performing, man, he's a performer. When he's on stage, Kamal he owns the stage, man. He's a performer. He can sing, he can growl, he can play guitar, he can play the piano. He's an artist, man. He can record, he can do anything. So big hello to my brother Kamal, man. And Yusuf, man. Yusuf is he's the guy behind it, man. In Khavar, there's a thing, we don't play the same music, we don't play the same melodies. Khavar is something that everybody plays something and it becomes Khavar. So the rhythm section is totally different from Weeping Willow. In Weeping Willow, it was just me, playing the rhythm, and whoever was the lead guitar player at some point, because we had changes, plays the solos. But in Khavar, also Yusuf composes and plays his parts. And man, trust me, this guy uh, knows it all, and he's also a guitar teacher, and also became a solo guitar artist lately. And I'm really proud of him. And Marco is behind all uh, the cover art of In Absence of Light, if you have it somewhere. So it's Marco's work. Marco is one of the best. He did all the covers of Weeping Willow, and he's still doing it for Khavar. For me, it didn't change much, this thing. Marco being there is like having half angel, half devil, like guarding your back and your shoulders. And I really respect that. He's such a true friend on many levels. So whoever knows Marco, he knows what I'm talking about, man. This guy is awesome. Also, everyone, man, everyone. Yeah, this picture is actually in Jemaise. This it's from Jemaise, and this is the woman that uh, lost family. If you see if you go deep into the picture, you can see a lady, expressing her grief and
You mean
anger.
in the top, the shadows?
Yeah,
Hmm.
expressing her grief and sadness about uh, family loss. Man, lots of people lost their brothers, sisters, sons, daughters. I don't know, man. It's one of the saddest things in history. And 2020, in absence of light, when we came, and I was thinking it, and it was with Derek. I'm like, man, I feel like calling it lack of light. He's like, no, man, in absence of light. So, in absence of light. So it says it all. Unfortunately, darkness continues for now, but we're here to fight it and survive this. Especially the ones that are in Lebanon. I'm
Hmm.
talking about everyone is here now, and Marco was in Daura, close to the explosion. Everyone, Bashir, my close friend and Weeping Willow drummer, and also he helped me a lot with Khavar, practicing while Derek cannot be here all the time. Bashir is my guy, just doing whatever is needed. And he got really injured badly. I think lots of people, they know how badly Bashir
Yeah.
got injured, and I was on the phone from 6:30 till 2 o'clock until Bashir's mother, she answers the phone, and she tells me he's alive, and this is where I break down and just happy tears, let's say. So because he works he works in this company that faces exactly where it happened.
Wow. Right close to the explosion site.
Yes, yes, and he also Serge. He works with him from Inner Guild. He was also badly injured, and I was really worried about the guys. And thankfully, they're okay and still kicking. So yeah, I'm just happy to be saying the good part of the story.
A lot of people around that disaster zone. A lot of people, yeah, lost their lives. A lot of people injured. I
Yeah,
think 206 lost their life, 6,000 injured, and 300,000 homeless
yeah,
on the
yeah.
first week of after this
Yeah.
catastrophe.
I still drive around Beirut at night, and it's so dark and sad, and it kills me, man. So many memories in that street, Jemaise,
Hmm.
around Beirut. When I worked as a DJ, also, I worked in lots of places there in that street, and seeing it, seeing it like this, it's really bad, man. It's not like seeing it on TV. You gotta,
Yeah,
you smell the place. It's really bad. Hopefully, now the new song of Khavari talks about this and for better days. We're searching for better days. Leah, you want this? Yeah. So we're searching for better days. Now when you play the song, people will get the message of the song, and the lyrics. I'll be posting them somewhere. Maybe I'll just give it to you and you post them on your page or something. So later on.
so you today premiered the track, right?
Yeah, today at 7, because of you guys kind of gave me a deadline.
Put some pressure on you.
Because when you were making a song and you'd be like, trying this mix and that.
Mhm.
So when I knew we were gonna do this, I'm like, all right, guys, it would be great if we finish it and we play it on the show so everyone can enjoy it. And yeah, we worked for it so hard, all the guys. And here we are, man. Anytime you want to play it,
I'm
it's
ready.
Yeah, you go, man.
Okay, so we're gonna switch, watch the premiere. It's been online for 13 minutes now, so I guess not many people have seen it. So we're gonna go
Wow.
full screen
Yeah.
and watch the new track.
Awesome.
We've been drowning on and on and on and on. We've been
We did lose 10 seconds of it, but I guess everyone watched most of it. I really loved it. For some moment, the video was off and I was headbanging. I don't know if that was on the live stream. I really, really loved it. It's a really nice track. And I already know on when it's live on stage, I know exactly when the mosh pit starts.
Exactly.
It's actually also a nice video. And
Yeah.
I really need to ask you now, before any one more minute passes, what's in the box, Tarantino?
Man, this is the whole political thing going on, and us when the clean part starts, Kamal just says that we're trying to search for a new day, new start, out of this darkness, and this uh, this is purely about what we're living in now as locals. Are you there, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the internet went away for a
Yeah.
second. Maybe also in my place. There was some bumps in the internet.
Yeah.
We are still live, but for some reason also Facebook might be off for a few seconds. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of delaying a bit to get back live, so the people
Yeah.
listening don't
Yeah.
miss too much. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's it's a political statement that everyone nowadays, if you live here, man, every day we wake up with the news and we sleep with the news and everything around it. What Kamal is trying to say, and he's screaming his guts out, and this clean part has so much soul, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a one take kind of vocals,
Wow.
and yeah, he wrote the lyrics, and he wanted to express whatever we're living now, and once he sent it on our group, on the Khavar group, and I'm like, wow, man, you just hit that spot. This is where you really understand where we are at, and the clean part, it gets me so emotional and thinking about the future of our future, of our Lebanese local future. And I don't mean by future, I mean all local bands. At some point there will be no more bands. Everyone is trying to leave, and even though if you operate from outside Lebanon, it's going to be hard to do gigs and metal nights and hangouts and all this stuff
Yeah.
from a different place. Unfortunately, we're in a very dark place now. This song says it all. I wrote this song in late December, and by the way, Yusuf did the video. He's a talent.
Well done, actually. That's quite a
Yeah,
good video.
it's very nice, and the music, you know, you should tell me about it. It's angry, it's emotional, and it's melodic. It's a 6-minute song. It has lots of elements. This is Khavar. This is Khavar where
Yeah.
we're not afraid, to get emotional or to be sad or to be angry or just to go aggressive. We can just do another tak 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 perfectly song, or just chop 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 jabba jab song. And Khavar is an experimental band that I always wanted to do lately. It just takes you to a journey and a trip, uh, especially if you're into dark and extreme music.
Yeah.
It does it really well.
I guess
Uh,
I'll ask the people listening to leave in the comments what they think about the track, and obviously maybe they'll also leave the comment on YouTube.
oh yeah,
I already saw that Basim Daibis said it's dark, emotional, and angry. I saw wow, just wow. That's enough to say how people liked it. Amazing track. Some comments. I also saw a comment from Nigol. He says Tuesdays are usually boring. Not today.
Oh yeah, Nigol
It's-
and Basim, man, Basim is a local legend. Also, is one of the founders of the local scene. I remember seeing Basim when I was very young. Also, playing Sabbath and all these songs and Megadeth and stuff like that. and this guy always tried to keep the local scene with his Cherries pub, with even the latest pub in Hamra that I really loved, and I saw a couple of gigs there. Unfortunately, Bassem is not in Lebanon now, and big hello to Bassem. And Bassem, one day we will all gather again here, bro, in Beirut, bro, in Hamra. Yeah.
It's funny you were mentioning that maybe one day like most bands will be abroad and then they will be like touring in Lebanon, coming back to Lebanon, 10 bands from Lebanon originally playing in Beirut, you know?
Unfortunately, man, unfortunately, because we gave so much, you know. I know Bassem invested so much money and time, as I did also, and all the local legends, like all the living legends that tried since 20 years. Even you know, even I really have big respect for one of the newer bands, which is Phenemy, you know, Loic and the guys. They're also doing a great job. They went outside, they played, and everyone that's trying to, you know, the local guys, I mean, that trying to do something just to keep our head up high, you know. Like Derek is taking our message everywhere. Every time I read or listen to an interview to Derek says it all. He's like, man, you should go to Lebanon. Just go see Lebanon. Lebanon is different. They even asked them once, Egypt or Lebanon. He's like, man, fuck no, Lebanon, you know, because he felt home in here, man. Everything is available. We had a great time. We went to Byblos. We drank in those nice restaurants down at the bay, and I took him to the wineries. We went to Zahle. You know, I took him from the Tarshish way all the way.
Touring, yeah.
We had our black coffee in the car, our donuts like cups, you know. So he always wants to come back and play. Always after that gig, the Legion gig, which is with this is in Zahle, enjoying a local meal.
Meza Usas.
Meza Usas, exactly. Yeah. So this is where we had lots of Arab, which is really good.
Some Almaza beer, I see.
Yeah, and it's cheap now, man. If you want to get wasted and you cannot buy this nice whiskey, right? You can just have Arab, bro. Arab is good. It's white and it's good. So yeah, we enjoyed our time. We just toured Lebanon with Derek again. We just enjoyed every second. He was here for a couple of days, like a week, maybe less. We went to lots of places and we enjoyed everything. And he always wants to come back. If I tell him, Derek, we have a gig now, he will just fucking come, man. That's it.
Yeah, I guess anyone who has visited Lebanon first has been a bit shocked on this is not what they expect. It's always much more interesting, more modern, more open than they'd expect, right?
Man, everyone speaks about 4 or 5 languages, 3 languages at least. He never felt out of place because everything was available, man. Even we went to Mano, we had Sijo, bro. You know, we went to Barsh Hamoud, right? So we went, enjoyed their street, our local street food, our everything. And when we played the gig, there was 200 people on this is a very nice place. I remember, you know, it felt like hippies, you know.
Looks psychedelic, with the flowers and all that, and the acoustic guitar with Kamal.
Look at Derek's face, man. It felt like a 70s event, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 5 minutes drive from my house. It's around Beit Shabeb, and it's in the middle of a little forest with lots of good food and alcohol, and all the guys, man.
Good times.
Good times, man. Corona free.
Those days will be back. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon, man. Hopefully soon. With all the vaccinations and stuff, I hope they put an end to this craziness. Okay.
So to close with Khavar, of course, he just released a new track that's already news, right? Already something from the future. What's coming next with Khavar? What's the plan with Khavar?
I thought with Derek, we're gonna have a song or two, and he's gonna get bored, or we're gonna busy and, you know, just gonna go away and fade away. But
Yeah.
whoever knows me as a person, if something I like or I respect and I give it my time. So Khavar has a future. Khavar, there's a second album on the way. This is the first track from the second album. I have already one building up and another one building up. You know, because I have some free time now. My job is online, and whenever I play guitar without my daughter coming and snapping the cables from everywhere.
Maybe she can play the solo on one of the tracks.
Yeah, man. She will come. It's like she doesn't even say guitar. She says star. You know, it's like guitar, puppy. You know, and then everything is gone. You know, and like, babe, man, you gotta take Gaia from here. I need to play. So Khavar, it has a future, and even we talk maybe, you know, do Europe at some point. Yeah, with Derek. Derek has all the connection, and he's like a big mentor in this field. And Derek knows how to deal with everything, you know, while touring. Because I never toured, man. I never
put Germany
played.
on the map. Don't forget us.
Yeah,
we're waiting for you.
I've been going to Germany for almost 10 years for a music messe in Frankfurt, and I always enjoy Germany. I enjoy the session, the session. If you know the session, if you've been there, I'm sure it's one of the craziest and biggest music shops that I've ever seen, with rehearsal rooms and, you know.
Yeah, you have all the freedom, all the space to try all instruments. Yeah, these are special places.
Special places, and we talked about that, and he's always busy, you know, either with his snakes or either with making music. With Serpent's Rise, they have an album out also. They're very active. Nader Sadeh from Egypt, you know, they just, with Carl Sanders, they just released a single, I guess, in Egypt. They went, Carl from Nile and Derek and Mahmoud from a band called Perversion in Dubai. They went and they created music in Egypt, actually. And I really respect that. It's a very nice EP. And why not, man? You know, just, I would love to play outside Lebanon. I've never done this. I would love to. It will feel different, especially with Derek. With Derek having my back on that kick, the kick drum, and man, it's something else. It's like magic happening next to you. So music will come out. It will flow, and it will flow, and it will flow. So I don't see anything stopping us now. Even if any of the members we relocate anywhere in the world. Anyways, now we are working with Derek remotely. I'll send him tracks. He sends me back. He has his own studio.
That wouldn't change unless you go to Florida.
Unless I go there, that might affect Khavar. That
positively.
On the beach, we will be hanging on the beach. I guess we get.
maybe the first video clip with the swimsuits on Florida beach.
Yeah,
that would look strange for kind of that kind of music.
Yeah,
on the like a surfing with your guitar playing death metal.
Because every time I wear shorts, Derek will make fun of me. Nice shorts, you know, because I don't wear shorts much. You know, I always have my
I have a suggestion for the next album. I have a suggestion for the album cover. It has to be that church when you find it.
Yes, I will, because
we had some volunteers ready to help you on the task for finding a church. I think Lina Metalina has posted. She's ready to go for that mission on finding the church.
Lina, you should get the picture from Derek. You're in contact with him. Just tell him to send you the picture, and if we know where's the church, I'm willing to just bring him back, you know, and drive him all the way to that church. So yeah.
We have a comment from Basim. He's saying Lebanon always captured the hearts of international metal musicians. Same thing happens with Onslaught when they were in Lebanon. After their gig, they kept asking, when can they come back to Lebanon? They loved it. So any band that comes to Lebanon, they always enjoy it enough to always want to come back and find the next opportunity to be in Lebanon.
True. Even when we played with Anathema, unfortunately, Anathema they just broke up lately.
I
But in
heard, yeah.
2009, when we played with them,
Was it
they,
broke up or hiatus?
I think, broke up. I'm not
Okay.
sure, but he saw us singing our hearts out down in the backstage, and he dedicated a song for us. He said, this is for Weeping Willow, and it was Lost Control, and this is one of the heaviest songs emotionally for me. And Chimera covered it also in a very good way.
Amazing cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did amazing
So
cover.
this song, it really, it's really emotional. And I remember that moment when he turns and he looks at us when we had all the vodka that they used to. They had lots of nice kind of branded vodka for Anathema, and
Yeah.
we drank most of it, unfortunately. I remember that moment a lot when he looks at us and he dedicates the song, and there was thousands of people. Hope Beirut will gain back its strength, and hopefully one day those big bands and the newer bands, they will come back and just perform in Lebanon. I cannot see myself not coming back here at some point. If I leave, and I will come back, because this is home, and I will. It was really hard, as Armenians. We lost our home at first. My grandfather came walking, and now losing your home again after 100 years, it's really bad. So I'm gonna hold on as much as I can with the whole idea of Lebanon.
Yeah.
Even though everyone wants to leave now, I want to leave too, but it's hard, man. It's hard. I cannot put it into words.
Yeah. Well, from my side, and Patrick, for example, we've left Lebanon for several years now, but we're still very connected, and we still want to contribute back to the country, bring attention
Here you
to
are.
the country.
Here you are. Look what you're doing now.
Yeah. So we still want
great.
to give to the country in a way.
Exactly. You're doing great, man. You just connected me and lots of friends. I will see the comments later and answer everyone. Yeah, look at those homes.
There's Patrick hiding there.
Yeah, Patrick. So doing this, you should guys keep doing this and get every band possible local, and just let everyone speak whatever they want to speak, because nowadays it's very important to keep the mental health, because at some point we're getting a hole in our brains because of all the pandemic. Wear a mask, forget the mask, and being at home for a long time.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone, as metalheads, as brothers and sisters, keep your mental health, be strong. The idea of darkness and death and everything like that we're familiar with. So just play and enjoy the dark for now.
I have one picture to talk about, then they're connected. Two pictures to talk about. I'll show you the first one, then we'll jump to the second one. And you have to tell me a bit about the context of the picture. So what was that about?
All right, man.
You conquer the throne of guitars. Are you the king of guitars?
No, I'm not. But this is actually a picture when we got Gibson to Lebanon, and I was really proud. And they had this Gibson throne next to their booth on the fair. So I just told Rhea, my wife, like, hey, babe, we got Gibson to Lebanon. It was a dream. And please take a picture. I want to remember this moment. And she took a pictures of me on this Gibson throne. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
But it marks the point when you got Gibson in, right? Finally, Gibson are coming to Lebanon.
Yes, and because they didn't believe in us. They didn't believe in Lebanon, man. They didn't know. Man, they just tell you hummus, dude. This is not about hummus.
yeah. There's so much more culture and different things also. Connected to that picture number 2, you have to tell us a bit about it.
Oh yeah, that's my love, bro. That's my green love. My first guitar was green, and this is the last one I bought is green. I don't know, man. I just love the green color. And look at this, man. It's fucking, it's insane. Solar guitars. Uh, I worked with Washburn guitars in early 2000s, mid 2000s, and I met a friend of mine there, which now is Ola England's right hand and the marketing guy. Uh, when I got Solar to Lebanon, I'm like, man, I love those guitars. And I chose this guitar to be my guitar because of lots of stuff. First of all, it's the color, man. Yeah, the way it looks.
Yeah, it's
And
very nice finish.
yeah, secondly, it's sharp. It's a metal guitar, and it has a very modern sound. It has this drive to it, the midish drive that other guitars, they don't have it much. I just love this guitar, man.
So
And
is
I
this the Gab Gab Max Pro?
yes, for now, this is the one I recorded the last one with, and
Okay.
I love it. And I'm a solar artist now, even though I don't like this kind of stuff that much, but when I fell in love with this guitar, so I applied and I got approved. And also my brother Yusuf, yeah, look at this, bro, 7 strings beast with the Evertune bridge. Yusuf is also an artist. He had a Washburn Solar guitar, which it's an older model. And when he got endorsed, he got this one. He got it lately from Dr. Music. Man, he's sounding I don't know, say though, like that's a beast. It's a beast.
It
Look at it.
looks really good. It looks really cool with the
Yeah,
details and the carvings and the
yeah. Look at the wood, man. And they're affordable. It's not like this is around $1,500.
yeah, not crazy prices.
Yeah, it's not like $10,000 or something.
So you're still into the instruments besides the music. You're working still on Dr. Music. You're selling whatever brands you brought in and some other additional brands to that. You also have a section on the website where you sell some used items or pre-owned items. Let's call them like that.
Cool.
People can check there
Yeah.
for the website. I think Patrick already posted it on the Facebook comment section. I don't have much to talk more about the instruments. If you have something to add, go ahead.
Instruments is a big part of my life, and as a young guitarist and metalhead, I always had the problem, finding the right equipment. But nowadays, it's much more available. So I'm really glad to be part of this, to be participating and bringing up the good brands to the local bands and musicians. So cheers to that, and respect for all the brands that I work with, from Sweden EBS, the Viking bass amplifiers. So all the brands, I really have big respect, and I'm a fan. So yeah, everyone wants to check them out. Yeah, they're there. They're on the website.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to two final sections. One is I'm gonna ask all the people watching. They can now just start hitting us with whatever questions they'd like to ask you, and I'm gonna start just reading those questions as much as we get, and then we'll move
Yeah,
to the final section of this.
let's have fun, man.
Meanwhile, while they're writing their questions for you, they're whatever questions you can ask, even if it doesn't make any sense, give it a try. So meanwhile, I'm gonna ask you a bit about like your general influences when you're making music for Khavar, you're making any music. What kind of bands come to mind? What kind of stuff, like other artists you think, oh, that's great, I want to try to do something like that or close to that?
Uh, I was always interested in the extreme music, but when I worked as a DJ in Hard Rock Cafe,
Yeah.
and when I worked as a DJ in a place called Cactus, in a place called Dragonfly, in a place called Pacifico, I worked as a DJ for many years, and I played some jazz music. I played some fusion. I played some hip hop. I played some whatever, lots of music, and this is where my thinking and the whole perspective of music has changed. Uh, in heart, I'm a metalhead, but when I think of music, I go to different places most of the time. Uh, for me, it's like painting a picture. I always think about bands, you know, I always get the boost from bands. Let's say most of the time, if I'm driving to a gig, I will play Kill 'Em All, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's from Metallica. You know, it just could be anything. You know, I can shock you with whatever I like and whatever comes to my head. But for me, you know, lots of death metal, like the big ones, man. Like Morbid Angel played a big part in my life. You know, just whoever likes Morbid Angel and listens to Weeping Willow or Khavar, they will find that somewhere.
Yeah.
uh, Suffocation, Napalm Death, you know, uh, lots of lots of black metal also, lots of black metal also. Nothing specific, you know, lots of underground stuff, lots of.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, I'm hooked into Whitechapel. You know, I share a lot on my page. You know, whatever I'm listening to, I just click and share it. You know, there's lots of good music out there, man. Valtimas is a all-star band. It's David Vincent from Morbid Angel, the drummer from Cryptopsy, and it's an all-star band. Valtimas is a fucking crazy album, and they have this one album, and it's heavy, and you feel there's something operatic, you know, like back in this, like something's happening, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
something's boiling. I love.
Sounds
I
like Behemoth's last album or something, because it was
uh,
like totally a sound war.
Behemoth, you know, I I'm not into that band a lot. I'm sorry, I don't
Okay.
like the band a lot, but I feel he's a lot out there, man. You know, trying to do it. He's like more like a businessman for me. You know,
Yeah.
he's a smart guy. He's a very smart. He has a barber shop, and
Yeah.
and he. And at the end of the day, I just found out that he has a cream made of weed, so you can put on your face and your
What?
head.
Okay, I don't know that much. Yeah.
No, man, I have him on Instagram, so I'm not that guy, man. You know,
Okay.
for me, and he always, you know, he loves this blasphemy thing and he enjoys it. He wants to fight everyone and whatever. Dude, I don't know, man.
It's a
Life is too
different
short.
thing.
Yeah, life is too short to do that.
Yeah.
So
Loic is asking you, when will Gaia start playing guitar?
Gaia, Gaia, I guess Gaia has a classical guitar now that she tries to break every day, but it's still in one piece for now. But lots of bangs. But I think Gaia will start to play whatever she wants to play. I'm not the parent that, hey, you should learn piano or you should learn the flute or whatever.
Yeah.
So Gaia just can plug any of my guitars and start playing when she's ready. I would. It's my dream if she plays guitar, whatever style, if it's country or whatever. I would enjoy that. But she loves music. When we are in the car, I play music, and she kind of does this. She's 2 years old, man. She can shock you. Kids are smart nowadays.
Yeah.
She shocks me. She can use my phone, man. It's crazy. She goes to YouTube and stuff like that. So, Gaia, yeah, she will play guitar at some point, I guess. Yeah, why not? Loic, man. Awesome. Good question.
Peter Huwais is asking, ever thought about bringing BC Rich guitars back to Lebanon?
I really thought about it. Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a BC Rich now here next to me somewhere. It's from 1981. Uh, it's called the Gunslinger, and I had that. I played with Moonspell and Catatonia that gig with that guitar. I bought it in 2010, and George Milham, my friend, the guitar tech, just brought it back to life. It was really mistreated. My one of my favorite guitars, BC Rich. One day, why not? If things get better and the dollar rate is less, I would love. I'm still in contact with them. I love BC Rich. Good question, man. BC Rich, they're awesome. I was the first guy playing a BC Rich on stage in
Mhm.
Lebanon. Back in the day, I had the Mockingbird, and because of that, I convinced the boss back then to get a whole shipment, 40 feet container of BC Riches. And yeah, we sold lots of them. I think in Lebanon there's like thousands of bisiritches in people's houses somewhere.
I see. There's not a question, but just a statement from Sako Majarian. He's saying, Garo, I just wanted to thank you so much for all the support you have given me. You are truly such a big inspiration. Thank you so much for everything. I guess you did help a lot of people. You did inspire a lot of people, motivate them to do what they do, right?
I hope so, brother. I hope so. I always try to bring music and joy and fun to our local scene, you know, our local brothers and sisters, and because truly music just saved me and lots of people, you know, from being. I was never involved in politics because I was busy in music. You know, lots of young people, they're really involved in politics, and I feel pity. You know,
whatever effort you could have put in politics would have ended up as nothing now, right? So the effort you put in music still has value, at least, and has much more value than anything you put into politics anyway.
Like Jim Morrison said, he turns the lights off, and music is the only friend that you have at the end of the day. And music will never stab you, or it will make you happy, sad, and
betray your efforts and betray what you do. No.
Exactly. So always music, right? Whatever it is.
Another message from Nigol. He says he also wants to thank you and the Weeping Willow for everything you have done for our scene, the Lebanese metal scene. Keep it up. We are proud of you.
I'm proud of everyone, especially the guys that are trying to work things out and still have faith in the local scene. And yeah, maybe we have a big gig sometime, you know, who knows?
Yeah, we hope soon when there's another gig in Lebanon, we'll just fly over to see it. When that's happening again, I'd love to be there to attend. I think we're gonna move forward. I guess I just got a message just now from Lena. She got a church photo from Derek just now. So the quest is on. The church quest is on. Okay. We're going to put some more effort into that, work on it. Yeah.
Maybe we're going to find that church, bro.
Yeah. Bunch of metalheads seeking a church. Okay.
Oh my God, we're going to be on the news, bro.
Yeah, it's good that it's not a wooden church, and we don't have any malicious intentions. So I'm gonna switch to the closing section of this, and we got different requests from different people attending for us to talk in Arabic. So I've decided today just to give it a shot, give it a try. We're gonna close with the final section in Arabic. Again, my senior Freemason ordered me to switch to Arabic. So here we go, Grand Chief. Okay. So راح نختمها بالعربي وراح اختمها مثل ما ختمتها مع باسم last time. حكينا kind of الرسالة الأخيرة، المساج الأخير، شو حابب تقول لهيدا الناس وهيدا الناس وهودي الناس. So راح أسألك إذا بدك تقول شيء، شو بتحب تقول للسياسيين اللي هلأ مزبطين لنا الوضع على الآخر بالبلد؟
أنا الفكرة إنه عبالي أقول كتير أشياء بس ما فينا نحكيهم لايف لأنه بحترم الناس اللي عم يحضروا. بس أنا
قول حرف وبيب، حرف وبيب، يعني بيب
بيب. أنا بدي لك شغلة، وقت أنت بتشتغل 20 سنة بتعمل مستقبل لك ومستقبل لأولادك ولعائلتك ولأهلك اللي يربوك بفترة حرب، اللي تعبوا فيك، اللي حطوا جنى عمرهم بالبنوك ومش قادرين يسحبون، ومش قادرين حتى ياخذوا الفايده اللي كانوا هن مبسوطين فيها كرمال يعيشوا ويقدروا يكفوا حياتهم على القليله اخر حياتهم بطريقه محترمه، لانه نحن ناس تعبنا، نحن ناس عمرنا، نحن وقت اجوا الارمن على برج حمود سالون الدوله بوقتها شو انتم حابين، قالوا لهم بدنا نحن خشب ومسامير واترنيت. عمروا كامب اسمه برج حمود. برج حمود صارت مدينه اللي الناس كلها بتحترمها، وفيها من اهم الصناعيه بلبنان، يلي بيي واحد منهم كان عنده معمل فيه 55 شغيل من الضياع بلبنان ومن طرابلس ومن بيروت. بيي ب 98 اضطر يسكر المعمل ليه؟ لانه صار في شيء اسمه صين وصاروا يشحنوا من هونيك. ليه؟ لانه السياسيه وكل هود الناس الفاسدين قدروا يوقفوا كل هالصناعه اللبنانيه وينهوها بطريقه كثير بشعه. بقى جيت انا بيي ما قدر ورتني معمله اللي انا كان على بالي اورطه، وكفي بهالطريقه انه اقدر انا ربي انا لحم كتافي من الخياطه، لانه انا فخور انه انا بيي صناعي، وكل الناس بعرفهم صناعيه لبنانيه. انا بشتري غندور، هلا انا بروح على السوبر ماركت بشتري يونيكا. عرفت شو؟ صار لي فتره انا مش قبل الثوره حتى، مش لانه ارخص، لانه اطيب وصحيه اكثر، والانجريدينتس بقلبها ما بيغشوك فيها. عرفت كيف؟ يعني بتاخذ
سبورت اللوكل
100%. انا زلمه اذا بدك تيجي قد ايه انا لبناني، انا لبناني اكثر من حيلا واحد سياسي قاعد على كرسي ويتفلسف علينا وعم يدمر لنا حياتنا. انا شو مجبور هلا عمري 40 سنه انا اروح اتهجر وبلش حياتي من الصفر؟ انا بس بدي اعرف هودي الشباب مثلي والاصغر مني اللي عمرهم بالعشرينات شو خلولهم. بس بدي اعرف شو خلوا لنا. بس انا الحي اللي ربيت فيه جميزه، انا بنزل بدمع تحت. انا ومرتي وقت رحنا اول ديتس لهونيك، اول ما تلاقينا هونيك ونقعد نروح نشرب كاس وننبسط ونتعشى، هيدا الحي بطل موجود صاحبي. انتو شوي بعاد هلا، بس بتمنى شي نهار اذا زرتوا اهلكم تروحوا بس تشوفوا. يعني اكثر، يعني انا وقت اكون بالضمان عم بدفع ضمان اختياري تبعي، اسمع مره معها كانسر عم تعيط هونيك لانه مش عم يعطوها تشيك وما في يساعدها، انا هون ما بعرف شو بحس. بقى اذا هن مش حاسين بكل هالناس ومش حاسين فينا، ما بعرف اذا هن بس بدهم كراسيهم وبدهم هودي المحلات يقعدوا فيهم ويقولوا انه نحن انا فلان وانا فلانتين، سوري يعني ما بيسووا ما حنقول هيك كلمه، ما بعرف قشره بصله لنقول، لانه هودي العالم ما حيبقى شيء ليحكموه بلبنان غير خراب. وحيجي حدا بيبي سيتر كبير، شي دولة أجنبية أو عربية تعمل لهم بيبي سيتنج، لأنه هو خرجهم هيك، أكثر من هيك ما خرجهم. عرفت كيف؟ أكثر من هيك هود الشعب، هيدا الشعب الحاكم مش الشعب المعطل. هود ناس محكومين من وراء كوربريت. يعني هود ناس كوربريت، هود بيفكروا بشراكهم وشاريين نص البلد هودي، والكل الشرك الكبار. انا اذا بدي اروح على الفارماسي وبدي اجيب حليب لبنتي مش عاملاه، انا عندي مشكله. انا معقول اروح اضطر يمكن شي نهار ما بعرف القطوا للفارماسيست وحطوا دعوسوا كرمال اخذ مجمع حليب، انا مجبور عمري 40 سنه. نحن جبنا العالم كله، عالم الغرب على لبنان، وجبنا كل العالم وطلعنا بواجهه وجبنا الكالتشر وجبنا كل شيء وكذا، كرمال يجوا هود الناس عرفت شو يتحكموا بحياتنا. انا مش عم ببلع يا صاحبي. بتمنى هالريفولوشن تكفي in a way or another. ما بعرف كيف، even though هلا صارت الخبريه شوي كريتيكال، بس انا نزلت كثير وحاولت كثير. بس انا لو ما عندي اثنين بالبيت ناطريني انا بنزل بحد دمي تحت. بس انا ما بقى في صرت بوضع صار في عندي عائله برقبتي،
مسؤولية أكبر.
مسؤوليه اكبر. مش قادر بقى اكون جارو اللي كنت من 20 سنه او من 15 سنه. يا ريت كان بوقتها. ايه في اقول لك ايه.
هي كلنا تأثرنا بالوضع اللي احنا فيه يعني، ونحن مش منا بلبنان ومنا قادرين نبني شيء حاليا بلبنان يعني، واللي بلبنان عم يحاول يبني صار بده يغير. شو بتقول للبنانية اللي بلبنان؟
اللبنانيه بلبنان اول شيء يا ريت في اعطيهم هيك عبطه كبيره، لانه هودي الناس موجوعين ولدرجه كيف بدي اقول لك. اللبناني اللي هلا بلبنان بحبس كبير ومجوعينه صاحبي. يعني هيدا الموضوع كتير حساس وبالفضل للناس مثلكم عايشين برا وعم يبعثوا لاهلهم يقدروا يعيشوا فيهم. انا هود الناس كمان انتو هيروز، انتو ناس انتو ابطال عم تقدروا تساعدوا عيالكم او شيء. لانه نحن هون صدقني انا انسان مني فقير، اشتغلت كل حياتي، عملت مستقبل وعملت مصاري. انا مصرياتي هلا مش قادر اسحبهم. كل شيء قادر اسحبه هو 5 ملايين ليره بالشهر. انا حفاضات بنتي ما بعرف انه ما في اقول لك قد ايه لانه عيب.
امم
فبقول لهم للبنانيه بدنا نصمد، يلي عم بيفل ما بلومه، بس كلنا بدنا نرجع at some point. يلي برا كمان ما بلومه لانه بده يعيش عائلته هون الباقي، اهلاته، اهله، اخواته، عائلته، مرته، اولاده، عرفت
صح.
كيف؟ وانا يمكن بيناتهم يمكن اضطر هاجر. بس انا من النوع ما ببيع بيتي، ببيع سياراتي اكيد، ببيع اغراضي يمكن، بس بيتي ما ببيعه بس لخلي شويه ضوء هون لارجع لهم. انا هاي اللي بقوله، بس بقول لهم انه مضوا، يلي فيه يصمد يصمد.
انا حاليا عم عمر بلبنان.
برافو عليك.
عم بعمل انفستمنت يضل لي كمان عندي شيء ارجع لبنان.
اكيد اكيد.
شو بتقول، لنرجع للميتال بلبنان، شو بتقول للابكامينج الباندز اللي هلا بهالجو بلبنان بدها تعمل باند، بدها تعمل البوم، بدها تعمل اي بي؟
هلا هيدي مهمه الشغله، لانه هيدي يمكن اضبط وقت لهالموسيقى تقدر تالف فيها وتصدر فيها، انه بمعنى انه انت تقدر تفوت بصميم الخبريه وتحس بكل بهالشغف، هال بتحس بهالانجر، بتحس انه انت، يعني نحن منبوذين، نحن مثل انت عم تحكي بس يور ميوتد، يعني انت كانه حاططني هلا ميوت وانا عم بحكي. نحن هيك قدام هود الناس الليدرز وهن ما عم بيسمعونا، وهود الليدرز صار اعمارهم بالتسعينات او الثمانينات، انه انا هودي البندات الصغار بالعشرينات وبالطعشات وهودي. انا بقول لهم انا بلبنان كنت وقتها كان الجيش السوري حاكم هون، انا كنت بلبنان. انا كنت بلبنان وقت تيجي رينج روفر مفيمه في عليها ستيكرز من جيران يجوا ياخذونا يلمونا ويهددونا، بس انا ما خفت. ما خفت ليه؟ لانه انا ما عملت شيء مرات الطريق، لا تجارت بشيء ولا عملت شيء غلط. بقى انا بقول لهم انه هودي كلهم ما حدا يخوفهم، لانه نحن لو خفنا ما كان عملنا اللي عم نعمله. انا لو خفت من اول مره وثاني مره وثالث مره تهددنا او اخذوا كان ماركو او جينو او اصحابي واخواتي على حبس، على روميه مش حبس مخفر
ايه،
شمال ببيروت وبنعمل منها قصه، لا.
فرد مره عرومي.
ايه فرد مره على روميه 3 4 ايام ومش هين. انا بقول نحن صمدنا، وانا كنت ناطر يجوا ياخذوني. نحن تعذبنا وهيدا الشيء اللي بتشوفوه هلا نحن بنحكي فيه، هيدا شيء تعمر على وجع، مش ما تعمر على شيء حلو. نحن كنا موجوعين، نحن كنا مش قادرين نروح على جامعات مرتبه او هيدا ما كان معنا. انا ما كان معي اشتري وتر، كنت اطلع هون بمزرعه يشوع في قسطا ميوزك، اطلع مشي من بيت الشعر كرمال اجيب ب 1005 و2000 ليره وتري اللي انقطش، مش اقدر غير سد. فنحن نحن بنيجي من هون. نحن كنا نروح نتمرن سيرفيس، نحن نروح نتمرن بالباصات، مش كان معنا سيارات. أه بتمنى انه يصمدوا، واحلى وقت انه يكونوا عم يعملوا موسيقى، لانه الموسيقى هيدي هي مثل شباك صغير تقدر تتنفس منه، وهيدا شيء بيوصلكم، وهيدا شيء بيخليكم بعقلكم وبضميركم، لانه اذا بتفوتوا سياسه كثير وبتتابعوا سياسه وهيك بتفقدوا عقلاتكم وضميركم. بقى خلي الموسيقى لو شو ما كانت موسيقى صاخبه او اكستريم او شو بيسموها بالعربي، بنقول صاخبه. هيدي
ايه،
الموسيقى بتعكس تعملكم ناس محترمين، ناس مثقفين، ما بتعملكم تابعين هود السياسيه او تابعين هود الاشياء ما لها طعمه والشعارات، وهودي نحن كبرنا فيهم. ما حدا طلع له شيء منه، ما حدا. فبتمنى انه يكفوا يعملوا ميوزك، وشوف فينا نساعد، نحن نساعد، نحن اللي الجيل الاكبر. انا مستعد، وكل الناس اللي بيعرفوني انه انا كثير بساعد وكثير بعمل سبونسر وكثير، وما بحكي مصاري. انا وقت يصير في مثل انا ما بحكي مصاري، بحكي بس الشغف تبعي.
اتس باشن، هي كلنا عنا اياها شاف، بنحط وقتنا لانه بنحبها وبنحب نعطيها من وقتنا يعني.
اكيد طبيعي.
شو بتقول للميتل هيدز بلبنان بشكل عام؟ الجزء الاول خلينا نحكي ميتل هيدز بلبنان حاليا بهالجو كمان اللي هو انجر، لار اوف انجر.
موسيقى عمل له ركز. هلا اهون بكتير، فيكم تجيبوا ما بعرف تحطوا ساوند كارد بالبيت، ميكرو، تشكوا جيتار عليه، تبلشوا تالفوا وتعملوا ميوزك وتعملوا في يوتيوب، في انترنت، في فيسبوك، في انستغرام. انا ما كان عندي شيء منهم هودي. انا كنت اعمل فلايرز انزل على مونو، لزقهم على السيارات او حطهم على السيارات على المساحه،
ايه
و قال له بدك كنجي عمو سامي اللي كانوا يسكروا عنده برخيص انه علق لنا هالصوره خي. عرفت كيف؟
يعني على العربي عصر التكنولوجيا الرقميه هيدي بتفيد.
اكزاكتلي. سو عصر
ايه
التكنولوجيا انا هن عندهم كثير opportunities اللي نحن ما كان عندنا اياهم. وانا برجع بقول لو ويبينج ويلو كانت بعصر غير كنا صرنا بغير محل. يمكن كنا هلا ماني مضطر اعمل غير شيء غير انه نروح ندق ببلاد الاجانب ونعرف عن الكالتشر تبعنا. بس unfortunately انه نحن كان بعصر كثير صعب، وحتى تقدر تشتري كمبيوتر بوقتها يعني بالاخر التسعينات او اول الالفينات كانت صعبه وكانت كثير غاليه، وخبريه
امم
الانترنت كثير بطيئه، وبدك تنطر 10000 ساعه كرمال تفتح صوره تشوفها او شيء. فبقول لهم انه هن they're lucky، انه هن محظوظين انه عندهم كل هالاوبورتونيتيز يقدروا يعملوهم بهالوقت. والعالم في عيون علينا وفي دينان علينا من العالم المتحضره، مش العالم البجم. عالم البجم موجودين عنا وموجودين حوالينا، وفي كتير بجم. عرفت كيف؟ سو انا بس بقول انه خلوا املكم، وخلوا العالم هيك شوفوا انه نحن لا مش بس حمص وكم
ايه
شغله.
في مور تو جيف، في اكثر من هيك، فينا نعمل كثير اشياء.
بكثير
فينا نعمل
بكثير.
كثير اشياء. ما عندي اسئله تانية. عندك شيء تنهي فيه، شيء رساله اخيره، موضوع اخير حابب تختم فيه؟
ما كثير حكينا كثير وانا بقول
موال مثلا، خسه، قدح، عرق.
هلا بس بلش العرق. لا لا، بس بقول انه انتم يعطيكم العافيه، عم تجمعوا كل هالشيء. وانا هلا الليله انبسطت كثير، كان قاعد مع عائلتي مع اصحابي وعم نحكي موسيقى ونتساير، وجيبوا كل شيء فيه هون عالم قادره آه، تعبر بموسيقى او شيء، اعطوهم فرصه واحكوا معهم. وانا اكيد انه انتم عم تعملوها، و... والايام بيناتنا، ويلا ليتس دو ات.
100% 100%. نحن رح نضل مستمرين، عندنا لستة طويلة بعد، a lot of guests، بس حبينا انت كمان تكون one of the guests. ويبينج ويلو عندها هيستوري طويلة، خفار عم يعمل شيء رائع، وان شاء الله سون بنشوف more releases from خفار. بنشوفكم بألمانيا for a concert, maybe
لازم
European tour، بركي بفلوريدا بنروح نسبح شوي، بحضر
لازم.
لكم على stage on the beach بركي. ان شاء الله الفيوتشر يكون حلو. I think في potential كبير. Thank you Garo, thank you لكل اللي عم يسمعونا. Hopefully soon we'll meet again. Bye bye.
باي مان. تشيرز.
Cheers.